Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Talk, the podcast where you can practice simple, real English for everyday life. I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben. Thank you for joining us today. Wherever you are right now, at home, on the bus, or taking a short break, we're happy you're here.
In this podcast, we help you learn English in a relaxed and natural way. We talk about everyday topics using simple conversations.
And today's topic is something we all need: being patient.
Being patient means staying calm and waiting, even when things are slow or difficult.
It means not rushing, not getting angry, and giving things time.
In daily life, it's not always easy to be patient.
We wait in traffic, wait in lines, wait for results, and wait for progress.
In this episode, we'll talk about real situations where patience is important.
We'll also share our own experiences with learning to be more patient.
You'll learn useful English words and phrases to talk about waiting, staying calm, and trusting the process.
So if you want to practice talking about patience in real life, this episode is perfect for you.
And don't forget, you can download a free PDF transcript and practice exercises in the description below.
At the end of the episode, we'll also give you a listening and speaking challenge to help you practice.
All right, take a deep breath.
And let's get started. All right, I'll go first. One situation where I really need to be patient is learning something new.
That sounds familiar. What are you learning?
Recently, I've been learning how to cook. It sounds simple, but for me, it hasn't been easy at all.
Cooking definitely takes patience.
Yes. When I first started, I wanted to be good very quickly. I watched videos, followed recipes, and thought, okay, I can do this.
But it didn't go that smoothly?
Not at all. I made many mistakes. I burned food, added too much salt, and sometimes the meal just didn't taste good.
That can be frustrating.
It really was. At first, I felt impatient. I thought, why am I so bad at this? I wanted fast results.
That feeling is very common.
Yes. One evening, after a bad cooking experience, I almost gave up. I felt tired and annoyed.
So what changed?
I stopped and thought about it. I realized that learning anything new takes time. No one is good at something right away.
That's an important realization.
I told myself to slow down. I decided not to rush. Instead of cooking complicated dishes, I started with very simple meals.
That sounds like a smart decision.
Yes. I focused on one small thing at a time. One day, I learned how to cook rice properly. Another day, I practiced cutting vegetables.
So you broke it into small steps?
Exactly. I also learned to stay calm when things went wrong. If I made a mistake, I didn't get angry. I just said, okay, I'll try again next time.
That's patience with yourself.
Yes, and that was the hardest part. Being patient with myself.
How do you feel now about cooking?
I feel much better. I'm still not an amazing cook, but I've improved. More importantly, I enjoy the process now.
That's a big change.
It is. Cooking has become something relaxing instead of stressful. I take my time, focus on what I'm doing, and accept mistakes.
So patience changed your experience.
Yes. I learned that patience doesn't mean waiting and doing nothing. It means staying calm and continuing, even when progress is slow.
That's a great way to explain it.
Now, when I face other challenges, at work or in life, I remember this lesson. I remind myself not to rush and to trust the process.
That's very helpful.
Learning patience through cooking taught me something bigger. Progress takes time, and that's okay.
I think many listeners can relate to that.
I hope so. Now it's your turn.
Is there something you are learning right now?
Maybe a new skill, a new language, or a new habit?
When do you feel impatient?
Try to write 1-2 sentences about a situation where you need to be patient.
And share it with us in the comments.
That was a great story. Learning to cook really does take patience. Anna, what about you? When do you need to be patient?
For me, patience is something I'm still learning, especially being patient with myself.
That's an important kind of patience.
Yes, I often want to improve quickly. When I start something new or set a goal, I want to see results right away.
I think many people feel that way.
Exactly. For example, when I was learning English more seriously, I sometimes felt frustrated. I studied regularly, but my progress felt slow.
That can be very discouraging.
It was. I would compare myself to others and think, why am I not improving faster? That made me feel impatient and unhappy.
So what helped you change that feeling?
I slowly realized that learning is not a straight line. Some days you feel confident, and other days you feel stuck.
That's very true.
I had to learn to take my time and stop being so hard on myself. I reminded myself that every small step counts.
That sounds like a big mindset change.
It really was. Instead of focusing only on results, I started to focus on the process.
What do you mean by that?
I focused on showing up every day, even if I only studied for a short time. I learned to celebrate small improvements.
That's a healthy way to learn.
Yes, if I learned one new word or understood one sentence better, I told myself, that's progress.
How did that change how you felt?
I felt calmer and more motivated. I stopped feeling rushed. Learning became something I enjoyed, not something I feared.
That's a great lesson.
Another situation where I practice patience is in relationships.
With other people?
Yes, everyone thinks and reacts differently. Sometimes, I want people to understand me immediately.
But that doesn't always happen.
Exactly. I've learned that being patient means listening more and reacting less. It means giving people time to explain themselves.
That can be difficult.
It can. But when I slow down and stay calm, conversations become more peaceful.
So patience helps your relationships too.
Yes, it helps me avoid unnecessary stress and misunderstandings.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned about patience?
That patience is not weakness, it's strength. It takes courage to wait, to trust, and to keep going.
That's a powerful message.
I'm still learning, of course, but every time I choose patience, life feels a little lighter.
I think many listeners can learn from that.
I hope so. Now it's your turn.
When do you find it hard to be patient?
Is it with yourself, your work, or other people?
Try to write 1-2 sentences about a moment when patience helped you.
And share it with us in the comments.
We've shared our own experiences with patience, but patience is something we need in many everyday situations.
That's right. Almost everyone needs to be patient at some point during the day.
One very common situation is waiting.
Waiting in traffic, waiting in long lines, or waiting for public transport.
When we're in a hurry, waiting can feel very frustrating.
Yes. We look at the clock, we check our phones, and we feel stressed.
But these are moments where patience really matters.
Another situation is learning something new.
Like learning English, cooking, or using new technology.
Progress is often slow, and mistakes are part of the process.
Being patient helps us keep going instead of giving up.
Patience is also important at work or school.
Projects take time. Results don't always come quickly.
Sometimes, we need to wait for feedback or answers.
Another everyday situation is communication with other people.
People think differently. They speak at different speeds. They have different opinions.
Being patient helps us listen better and understand each other.
It can also prevent arguments and misunderstandings.
Patience is important when we feel tired or stressed.
When we're tired, small things can feel big.
In those moments, patience helps us pause instead of reacting quickly.
Even technology teaches us patience.
Yes. Slow internet, apps not working, or devices taking time to load.
We can't control everything, but we can control how we react.
Patience helps us stay calm in situations we can't change.
And the more we practice patience in small moments, the easier it becomes.
Patience is not only for big problems.
It's for everyday life.
All right, now it's your turn.
Where do you need the most patience in your day?
Is it while waiting, learning, working, or talking to others?
Try to write 1-2 sentences about an everyday situation where patience is important.
And share it with us in the comments. So Anna, we've talked about many everyday situations where patience is needed.
Yes. Waiting, learning, working, and dealing with other people all require patience.
Why do you think being patient is so important?
I think being patient helps us stay calm. When we rush or get angry, small problems feel much bigger.
That's very true.
Patience gives us space to breathe and think before we react.
For me, when I'm patient, I make better decisions.
Yes. When we slow down, we can see things more clearly.
Another reason patience matters is stress.
Being impatient often creates more stress in our body and mind.
But when we practice patience, we feel more relaxed.
Patience also helps us in relationships.
If we listen patiently, people feel respected.
And misunderstandings happen less often.
Patience is also important for personal growth.
Progress takes time. Learning a skill or changing a habit doesn't happen overnight.
Patience helps us keep going when results are slow.
It reminds us to trust the process.
I also think patience helps us be kinder to ourselves.
Yes. We don't need to be perfect all the time.
Making mistakes is part of learning.
When we are patient with ourselves, we feel more confident.
Patience doesn't mean doing nothing.
It means continuing calmly, without rushing.
So, being patient helps us live more peacefully.
It helps us handle challenges in a healthier way.
Now, it's your turn to reflect.
Why do you think patience is important in your life?
How does being patient change the way you feel or act?
Try to write 1-2 sentences using phrases like stay calm, take your time, or trust the process.
And share it with us in the comments.
Now, it's time for your listening and speaking challenge.
This part will help you review today's topic and practice using English on your own.
Let's start with the listening challenge.
We invite you to listen to this episode again from the beginning.
This time, listen carefully for the moments when we talk about being patient.
Try to write down the situation, how we felt, what helped us stay patient.
Also, listen for useful phrases.
Phrases like take your time, stay calm, don't rush, and trust the process.
Now let's move on to the speaking challenge.
Try to speak for 30 seconds to 1 minute.
Talk about a situation where you needed to be patient.
You can use this simple structure. What was the situation? How did you feel? What did you do to stay patient?
For example, I had to wait in a long line. I felt impatient at first, but I took a deep breath and stayed calm.
If you want a bigger challenge, try this.
Talk about how being patient helped you.
Or talk about a time when you were not patient and what you learned.
If you prefer writing, that's okay too.
Write a short paragraph in English about a moment when patience was important.
You can write in your notebook or share it in the comments.
Remember, your English doesn't need to be perfect.
Simple words are enough to share real experiences.
Take your time, speak slowly,
And be patient with yourself.
All right, before we finish today's episode, let's take a moment to review what we talked about.
Yes, today's topic was being patient, staying calm and not rushing, even when things are difficult or slow.
First, I shared my experience with patience.
You talked about learning how to cook and how patience helped you enjoy the process instead of feeling frustrated.
That's right. I learned to slow down accept mistakes, and keep trying.
Then, I shared my experience with patience.
You talked about being patient with yourself, especially when learning and growing.
Yes, I learned that progress takes time and that small steps are still progress.
We also talked about everyday situations where patience is needed.
Like waiting, learning new skills, working on long projects, and communicating with others.
Now, let's review some useful vocabulary and phrases from today's episode.
Here are some keywords and phrases you can use.
Be patient, to stay calm and wait without getting angry.
Take your time, to do something slowly and carefully.
Don't rush, to avoid doing things too quickly.
Stay calm, to keep your emotions under control.
Trust the process, to believe that progress will come with time.
Make progress, to improve little by little.
You can use these phrases to talk about your own life.
For example, I'm learning to be patient and trust the process.
Or, when I feel stressed, I try to stay calm and take my time.
Try using these words in your speaking or writing practice.
Simple language can express big ideas.
And that's what everyday English talk is all about. All right, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We hope you enjoyed listening and learning with us.
Today, we talked about being patient, staying calm, taking your time, and trusting the process.
We hope this episode helps you feel more comfortable with waiting and slow progress.
Remember, patience is not about doing nothing.
It's about continuing calmly, even when things take time.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.
That really helps more people find everyday English talk and practice English with us.
And don't forget, you can download the free PDF in the episode description.
It includes the full transcript, key vocabulary, and practice exercises.
Use it to review what you learned and keep improving your English.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
We're really happy you're here.
And remember,
Keep practicing English every day.
see you next time.
Bye.